Today we're talking about the six stages of the heart or the spirit. Now, the six stages is this the feminine and the masculine aspects of yourself and time, past, present, and future. So, the first step though, you gotta understand your faculties, your mental faculties like reasoning, the intellect, perception, will, imagination, shit like that, memory. Like you have to be able to identify that in itself, not a particular memory, not no particular feeling, not no particular influence or motivation. I'm talking about the faculty itself. So whenever you get up out the content or the natures and the virtues and the vices of the shit that's going on inside of you. Okay, whenever you decide to shut up internally, that's when you can identify the actual faculties or the gods per se, whatever word you want to fucking use. But it's just your mental faculties. You have to be able to identify these things, meaning you have to be able to recall whenever you experience that faculty, not the shit that the faculty is using, not what memory is remembering, but the fact that you remembering in itself, the fact that you are existing perception, that shit right there, not a perception, but perception. That. So you got to be able to identify that first. Then your mind will naturally it'll create space by being able to witness a nature, a old behavior, a old pattern, from characteristics that your mind, your eyes, your body is sensing. That most likely 9 times out of 10 is happening involuntarily because of your mind and body. It's the dead. So it's a puppet. So whenever nature, like whenever you sense something, it just reminds you to act a certain way. And whatever you have within that spot, that nature, that virtue, your morality, and how well you know that, and how much you're connected to nature, the thing that's on the outside of it that's influencing your nature, that's how much control you actually have. So this is what the heart is about. It's about harmonizing objectivity and subjectivity. So the thing that's big on the heart, and I'm not gonna get rhetorical. This shit, listen. The only reason why uh you get lost into vices, lust, and shit like that is because you don't utilize the intellect the way it's supposed to be utilized. You don't try to understand nature, things on the outside of you, to harmonize it with the things on the inside of you. So you have to be able to know yourself, your patterns, and know the patterns of nature to be able to actually create a fucking a fucking actual thought form, a real thought form, something that's real, something that knows what the fuck it's doing, an intelligence that understands its environment and its purpose there, so it can give you the actual feedback that you need based on the path and your level of consciousness, because it it continues to transform based on how well you know yourself. Like you can make it into anything. It as being your mind and how well you can understand reality. Okay, your creativity. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. That's what the six stages of the heart is about. But back to what I was saying, you got the masculine, you got the feminine, then you got time. Okay, so that makes it three. You got past, present, and future. Now, on the feminine side, you got past as being first, feelings and memories. On the first side of the masculine, you got the future, wisdom and creativity. On the second side, on both of the second sides, you got the present, the now, you, or awareness. Okay? Because you got to understand this is all relative to a stimulus, a characteristic within reality. So this is about your relationship with a particular characteristic. Okay? So whenever you're witnessing a characteristic, okay, whenever you're in your feminine aspect, let's say that, you're you're justifying it relative to what you know about it, your history to it, feelings, memory, or you're judging it. Now you got the masculine side, depending on where that characteristic is at and your relationship to it, that determines how creative and how expansive you can be with it. Now you got the second parts, okay, which is you understanding the now, or you understanding what side that you're on. So if a stimulus influence your memories and your feelings, then guess where you're at? The feminine aspect. If a stimulus influence your creativity, wisdom, will, passion, drive, you're on the masculine side. Now, on the third side of the feminine, it would be the future. Why would it be the future? Because after you analyze the memory and the feelings relative to the stimulus that influenced that, it's about change, or it's about protection, love, compassion. On the third, you got um goddamn, well, yeah, on the third you got the future. Then on the third of the masculine, you got the past. Why would it be the past? Because from creativity and wisdom, and you analyzing where that came from, it comes from feelings and memory. So wherever you can, listen, it's this is why it's about the 6 points, the six. That's why it's about just the fucking 6 points, because you gotta be able to catch it whenever you're in reality. Like, it's not listening to just sit back and like down. Bitch, I'm talking about real life. I'm talking about, like, nigga, what are you doing? What are you doing? That's what this is for. Like, it's not for no, I don't know. Like, I don't know how y'all use shit, but it's like now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like now. Like reading yourself. Like, this is how you read your fucking self. Like, where are you at? Are you in your masculine aspect, or are you in your feminine aspect? This is just one way to do it, motherfucker. So you got the 6 stages right there: past, present, future, masculine or feminine. Are you inspired, or do you have a will to get up off your ass? Like, or are you in the aspect of of justifying, being judgmental, not in a bad way, but judging or justifying an aspect or characteristic within your space, within your body, whether it's anything, like anything, any thought form, any mental function, and you can spot it in reality through fucking humans. So that being said, that is the 6 stages of the heart.